later. But we did see that quantum phenomena, such as when water comes from liquid to solid because it's being frozen, the way that the atoms order themselves when changing density from liquid to solid, this is a quantum phenomenon, not a mechanical phenomena. So there's some guy, Dr. Masaru Emoto, that did some experiments, but I have to note here that Masaru Emoto does not provide any scientific proof of what he approaches, of what he claims. He simply suggests that consciousness influences the water crystals that are under the influence of a thought process, and he also does not give any argument to provide scientific proof of exactly what is going on, but nevertheless the only thing that it demonstrates is that consciousness do seem to influence water. So these are water samples from different photographies that Masaru Emoto took from these water crystals, and we can see here on the upper left a water crystal that was associated to the idea of Adolf Hitler. Upper right, the idea of "you fool." On the bottom left, "you make me sick," and on the bottom right, crystals of water influenced by the playing of heavy metal music. Note that it does look like a cymbal, one of the drum instruments. These are crystals that were influenced by the thought "thank you" on the upper left. FireTheGrid.com on the right side. This water crystal was in a bottle that was simply put down on a badge from Fire the Grid, and on the bottom left, the Shimanto River, which is known to be the last clean, pure river in Japan. Okay, so we wanted to have more information as to, well, the same water before and after being influenced exactly, so we can have proof. So here we can say the Fujiwara before it is being influenced by a prayer, and then on the right the Fujiwara after it was influenced by a prayer. Okay, so water seems to be influenced, although there is no scientific basis from Dr. Emoto, not known yet, about his claim. So we inserted it in our presentation simply for you to understand that we think that there's something out there. The Quantum Buddhism Association is more Buddhism than science, but we do have an objective view even of the most apparently supernatural phenomena. Now, water seems to be the thing that is easiest to influence. Okay, so a doctor named William Tiller created some research program to change the pH level of water simply by focusing on it without any chemical interaction. So he took these water samples and got 4 people meditating on the water to shift its pH from of at least 1 pH, 1 level, and it did go from 5.5 something to 6.5 something pH. And then back down. Okay, so they took these experiments, and now they are working on building devices that could carry thought processes. So they get these meditators to focus on the device. We can see the devices on screen right now. And they get the meditators to focus on these devices, and these devices, when plugged into the wall, will re-emit the thought that was focused on them. Okay, and not every device does that, but and most devices would do, but lose the thought process very quickly. And William Tiller, you can check out tiller.org so that you can see the way he works and his process. And some of these devices were sent to 8 laboratories and put beside water containers, and the pH was observed. And within a few days, the pH went from 5.5 something to 6.5 something within a few days, as you can see right now. So this is a chart of the measurement of the influence of his devices. He calls it influence imprinted electronic device, or IIED. Now, another guy said, well, if we can influence water, let's say we can influence minds. So Dr. John Hagelin, you can check out hagelin.org, set up this program where a lot of people would meditate during the summer of 1993 in the city of Washington, D.C., who was the capital of crime, the highest crime rate in the world. So he did these experiments with a lot of meditators, and after 8 weeks, there were a bit more than 3,500 people meditating on the peace in Washington, D.C., and they did obtain a reduction in passionate crimes of 23.3%, which is quite significant, simply meditating somewhere. And if you can see, you will be able to see on hagelin.org that he's been through 52 experiments at the moment of recording this video here. 52 experiments like these that were significantly successful. Now I spoke of a lot of experiments that have been done by other people. Masaru Emoto, you can check out his website, masaruemoto.net. You can check out Tiller.org and hagelin.org to see other people's website. Now I'm going to speak to you of, we're going to get back to this dictionary issue, okay? So nature presents us with colors, and we identify these colors as violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, red, and orange, and we invent other tags along the chart, but nature did not classify the colors like we do. Nature presents a range of color, a full range, and we classify colors, and of course paint companies created thousands and thousands of labels on the chart of colors and various pigmentations, but nature presented us with a complete, absolute range of colors without interruption. And we have classified these ranges of possibilities into little labeled drawers, like if there was a separation between the colors, okay? And this is how we usually think about the world. We think in terms of what we have already classified, and because we are trained like this, we forget that we are actually experiencing in an absolute potential array of perception and experience. In the same way, between the material world and the spiritual world, a lot of systems has classified this amount of body, the physical, the ethereal, the astral, mental, causal body, the soul, the spirit, the this, the that, the consciousness. There are so many different ways of classifying the 14 bodies of light, the 7 bodies, the 3 bodies, the 4 separations, the this, the that. So I decided simply to present to you a chart, and you can separate it on however you want, with as many levels as you want, but you have to remember that we exist in a complete range of frequency, and there's no real separation between each body, each level, each step of the constitution of what we are, okay? Along this consciousness scale, there is a range of consciousness, and the range of consciousness of normal awareness is aware of our material body, and a bit higher on the scale. Some people are aware of their emotions, some are not, they're simply enslaved to them. Some people are even aware of their thoughts, some people are not aware of their thoughts, they are simply enslaved to thinking and acting like an animal who simply obeys to a natural process. And other people are more aware. So the range, the normal awareness range I just displayed is subjective range without precise measurement. It's simply to expose the situation.